Lonely Attack on the Different World, Web Novel, Chapter 135. I think there was a better way to put it. Day 48, Evening, White Weirdo Inn.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your help. I will do what I can. I'm really grateful to you.
Having said that, the stalker girl ran off.
Is she going to be all right?
Most certainly not. Those eyes filled with resolve that she showed at the end. She is determined to die. These are not the eyes a girl of middle school age should make. It's not all right. The poster girl who became friends with her by now was also flustered, with tears welling up in her eyes from worry. That's why I gently embraced the poster girl and firmly told her,
"It's fine. Even if it's not all right, it will be all right."
Yeah, it's not all right at all, but that's most certainly all right. After all, Haruka-kun is not here to see her off. Even Angelica-san is absent. So, even though it's the worst kind of not all right, ultimately it's all right. The duo of worst enemies of Tragedy-san is not here. They are already on their way. To be frank, from our perspective, the very fact of coming to this world was a tragedy. And then the world welcomed us with a whole banquet of tragedies. It was nothing but tragedies all around, no matter where we looked. But even now, while looking worried, everyone believes and trusts. Believes that the tragedy will be beaten to death anyway. On top of that, this time the serial clubber of tragedies is also accompanied by the strongest slasher of disasters. The two that mercilessly butchered the nightmare-like tragedy that engulfed the entirety of the Great Dungeon with unfathomable despair and disaster. The murderers of tragedies that trampled down that endless sea of monsters and exterminated the nightmare covering the Great Dungeon. And they are always in the process of making a repeated offense. A great tragedy must be awaiting the stalker girl. Poor Tragedy. After all, the worst serial clubber of tragedies and the strongest slasher of disasters are already on their way. It has no idea what's coming for it. That tragedy is as good as dead. That's how much danger it's in now. I mean, we were completely surrounded by tragedies, with a tragedy waiting no matter where we would turn our eyes, and yet we never got to personally meet one. That's why.
It's all right. The stalker girl already met Haruka-kun, and anyone who meets Haruka-kun is bound to find happiness, regardless of their will. So it'll be all right.
Hearing that, the poster girl nodded energetically, still having teary eyes. I'm pretty sure that the stalker girl's destiny was already shattered by now, with her misfortune and doom running out. But Destiny-san's a tough one, a heavy one, a tragic one, or even a hopeless one. But the opponent is too unfortunate. How unlucky of Destiny-san. The one coming there is a super ultra lucky crusher of destinies that won't hesitate to smash another one. Destiny-san, run away! You have to run for it or it will be too late. The person that keeps destroying the destinies of this world without a shred of care for them must be heading that way, bringing with him the strongest, the worst, and the most excellent companion. I mean, they aren't around, which certainly means that they're coming for you. So you have to run. That person is going to endlessly massacre you until even the worst of luck turns into a blessed fortune. Obediently giving up now will ease your suffering, Destiny-san. That person is definitely not going to give up, so you should just give up yourself. After all, the frontier that had nothing but tragedies all around had tragedies exterminated, bringing happiness. Tragedies were hunted so excessively that they were about to be designated as an endangered species, you know. though they might go completely extinct before that happens. Lately, it is questionable if any still survived. After all, the whole town is filled with smiles. Destiny-san, it is futile to struggle or resist. He is going to keep killing you until happiness comes. After all, there is no way Haruka-kun can just leave a girl that has such a look. After all, 21 girls that had the same eyes in the past were forcibly turned happy and are smiling every day ever since. Destiny-san is really unfortunate. He isn't going to stop until everyone will be smiling, so making a job change from misfortune to good fortune is for your own sake. He crushed all of the Frontier's tragedies, so now the chummy duo is going to the neighboring territories to massacre misfortune there. He will certainly do something. After all, when our lives were in danger, he appeared no matter the time or place. Even though his entrance is not gallant or cool, after all, he is not a hero or anything, and he doesn't appear shrouded in fear or dread, he is not a dark hero as well. And he doesn't use evil to crush evil, he's not an anti-hero either. He is just crushing it because it's in his way. Having someone crying, despairing, or dying is just a nuisance to him. Misfortune, disasters, and tragedy are simply an eyesore to him. And since it's an eyesore, he forces them to convert to happiness, bringing smiles. It simply happened that misfortune and tragedies were an annoyance. That's why he erased them. That's why, Destiny-san, stop being such a misfortune and turn into a fortune, or you will be treated as a nuisance. Being an annoyance is enough of a reason for you to be destroyed without a fight. So, hurry up and reform and become Fortune-san, or very, very scary people will come for you. So please, make it all right.